I used to deliver packages for Amazon. No, I wasn't one of those guys in the khaki shorts who drove delivery trucks. In my town, Amazon had a program for local residents to apply and be able to deliver a set amount of packages for a certain rate, much like Uber or any other delivery company. The job was incredibly simple. Once you become approved, you can deliver packages at your leisure. You'd still have to go to a warehouse and pick up a number of boxes, then spend the day delivering them. But at the end of the day, you choose when you want to deliver, and you get to drive your own vehicle, which is really nice. I had signed up in the summer shortly after the delivery program came to our city, and was eager to make an extra bit of cash. I'm technically an Uber driver, and I do food deliveries from time to time, but the task of delivering packages that couldn't talk or become spoiled in the couple hours was refreshing. I had only delivered packages a few times since becoming accepted. I would show up, scan for my boxes, load them up, and spend a day just zipping around the city. But, much like my other odd jobs, I slowly became swamped with work and life to find the time to deliver packages. So, for a few months, I hadn't delivered a single box. It wasn't until late November, early December when I was looking through my phone and noticed the Amazon app I had tucked away. I started to think, what would be a better way to tackle the holidays than to deliver some much desired packages and make a few bucks on the side, am I right? I had gotten some time off from my day job and once again started delivering. The people you meet while delivering boxes are interesting, to say the least. A lot of times it's soccer moms who ordered yet another nifty kitchen gadget from Amazon, or middle-aged men who saw a deal they just had to jump at, children that are expecting that brand new video game, or 20-year-olds that are expecting that brand new video game. Every day I got to meet new people, however briefly. Only a couple of times did the customer not seem happy about receiving their package. They must have had issues with the Amazon or some other delivery service before, and was just upset in general. I still did my best to be polite, deliver their package with a smile, and wish them a happy holidays. Oftentimes, you might receive instructions on delivery orders, such as the doorbell is broken, please knock, or leave package at the office if they live in an apartment complex. So most of my deliveries, unless they were usually an expensive item, were just requested to be left in front of the door. That's why a lot of times you may think that the driver knocks once and then sprints back to his vehicle, unless they are specifically requested to be there or the item value is high. They will just set the package down, knock on the door once, and then continue with their routes. I can't tell you how rewarding it was delivering packages throughout November and December. I truly started to feel like Santa, bringing joy to people with those little brown boxes. It wasn't until Christmas started growing closer that the deliveries became more erratic. I've known so many people who spend their time ordering Christmas presents early just so they don't have to try and fight with other shoppers. But then, the week before the holiday, they have to run out and buy last-minute items for whatever reason. I didn't mind the multiple deliveries. Yet I was spending all of my free time driving boxes around and wouldn't get home until late in the evening. But like I said, I truly did feel rewarded for delivering presents for the holidays. A few days before Christmas, I had gotten up early, selected a scheduled block of packages, and began my trip. The first early stops in the day were in the inner city. The 2 small packages for the apartment complex allowed me to simply drop them off at the office and continue my route. So I did just that. The next few houses were on the outer rim of the city, mostly suburbs and such. Only one package required that the customer be present. I walked up the drive and knocked on the door. A woman appeared, wrapped in a bathrobe. She retrieved the box and even offered me a cookie. I politely declined and wished her a happy holidays before returning to the car. Looking at my route, I noticed I had only a few more stops left before my shift was over. The winter sun was dropping quickly out of the sky, as I made my way towards my next destination. The directions on this delivery actually made me chuckle quite a bit. They said, "Leave package inside mailbox," with a smiley face. I stared at the oversized box they ordered as if they had already known the size simply wouldn't fit. So I ended up leaving the package in front of the door and left. My last trip of the evening is why I'm writing this story. The destination seemed normal aside from the distance along my route. The house was located an extra half an hour away from all of my other locations. As I drove along the road, the residential neighborhood slowly transitioned into trees. Houses became sparse as I could only see one every 3 minutes. Upon arriving at my destination, I paused for a moment before swiping arrived on the app. I stared out of my window at the semi-dilapidated structure before me. It was certainly a house, but I wouldn't have guessed anyone had lived there, let alone shopped from Amazon from there. I got out of my car and retrieved the package. The box was a lot heavier than it looked. I had to set my phone on top of the box and hoist it up with both hands just to carry it. The delivery instructions were to bring the box to the back of the house and knock on the door. Even though I didn't want to do that, I resolved that I could just set it down, give the door a quick tap, then hightail it back to my car and go home. As I trudged around to the back, the rickety back porch squeaked and bowed as I stepped on it. I gently rested the package on the ground next to me and knocked on the door. The very first hint of pressure sent the door creaking inward. I instinctively took a step back, thinking that the customer must have opened the door. As I waited, I peered inside. The house seemed vacant. It looked on the inside exactly what you would expect an abandoned house to look like on the inside. Graffitied walls, stained carpet, blood-soaked kitchen, boarded-up windows. Wait. I turned my attention back to the left and noticed that I was, indeed, seeing things correctly. The entire kitchen area. The cupboards, sink, refrigerator, old table and chair in the middle. They were all drenched in a dark crimson liquid. That's when the smell hit me. It wasn't foul like rotten meat. It was more like a faint, sickly sweet metallic smell in the air. With a shaky hand, I grabbed my phone and dialed the police. As I did so, I began backing away from the door. The police answered, and I told them where I was and what I had found. They said that they would send a car to check it out as soon as they could. Just then, my foot rested upon the middle step of the porch. The wooden step snapped under my weight and my leg became pinned between the two pieces. I fell backwards, sending my phone flying into the snow as I could feel the blood begin oozing from my leg. Every twitch I made sent white-hot pain shooting throughout my body. I tried to rip my leg out, but nothing I did worked. Just then, I heard something over my painful grunts. It was footsteps, coming from inside the house. A large, shadowy figure emerged from the darkened doorway. The sun had gone down an hour ago, so it was hard to make out what I was seeing. It was definitely a man, but he was built like a semi-truck. His shoulders were almost too wide to fit through the doorway, and his head almost struck the top of the frame as he knelt down to get around it. I distinctly remember him wearing tattered black overalls. I remember making eye contact with him for a moment, before he picked up the box sitting next to his feet as if it were a box of feathers. Then, proceeded to enter the house and shut the door behind him. The police arrived minutes later and found me in the back. They helped me free my leg and began to search the entire house. While I sat on the ground next to my car, a police officer came out and told me that the entire house was empty. He did mention that the substance in the kitchen wasn't blood, but he never gave me a definitive answer on what it actually was. I think he was just trying to hide the truth from me. I gave my statement to them and they asked me what I was delivering to the house. I wasn't sure as some of my orders have different numbers and descriptions on them. I looked at my phone and pulled up the recent delivery details. That heavy box contained 2 drills, multiple bits, a circular saw, and a hammer with other assorted smaller tools. After I told the officers, I could see both of their faces turn into grim expressions. They inquired about the customer information and I gave it to them. But the more I looked at it, the more a John Smith seemed like a fake name to me. They thanked me for the information and that they would be in touch. They also offered to call me an ambulance for my leg, but I declined. I just wanted to get out of there. I'm not sure who that man was, but when our eyes locked for that brief second, I fully believe that he could have killed me then and there. Why he didn't, I have no idea. I don't know where that man went to, but I know two things for sure. That man has a brand new set of tools to use, and I will never deliver packages ever again.